It's funny when I don't share shit, people come. When I do, people are kind of hesitant. I'm sorry, I just like the little Spider-Man taking a picture. He's like, "Look, mommy, I'm famous. Look, Aunt May, I'm famous." Hold up, getting the link and posting it everywhere. About to say, your ass want to play World War Z when we have plans.
I was only gonna stream for an hour.
About to say, I was in bed, but you could have woke me up. Then again, if we stream super early, then it probably never gonna get done. Actually, yeah. Hold up. Okay, good. I have the window capture fucking turned off. Otherwise, people were gonna see my Facebook page, and I don't think they want to go in that hellhole. Like, y'all really want to go in there? Y'all want to go into Satan's lair? Oh yeah, let me get that Spotify lo-fi play up. You know we only listen to lo-fi in this house, cause it's the only thing that they can't copyright us for. Yo, Ren, can you go check the audio real quick? Ren,
All right.
like make sure the music isn't overtaking us.
Okay, it's good.
Okay, cool, cool. All right. Um, shit, there's nowhere else we can really share it. Oh, it's not in my Discord yet. Ah, all right. All right. So, you want to get into these topics?
Yeah, let's get started.
All right, let's go. So first thing first, you know more about this Punisher logo shit than me, so go ahead.
All right. So we discussed last week of the capital. I'm calling it a capital invasion.
Yeah.
Because it seems that way. Um, One of the terrorists, yeah, I'm calling them terrorists, wore all black and sported the Punisher logo on its chest.
Mm.
Now, there was reports that cops were doing this too
Yeah.
for a while. And then for a while, so-called fans of the Punisher have been demanding Marvel to retire the logo.
It's a very weird thing because it's like, I mean, if you actually read the Punisher, you know he hates the fucking cops. Like this man does not fuck with 12. He said, if I
Yeah,
see you doing anything remotely close to what I'm doing, I'm coming for your ass. But I
yeah, that's what
mean,
he does.
you gotta remember, niggas can only watch a Netflix show.
Yeah,
That's far as they can go with shit. Because they're gonna think, oh well, John Berthenol's Punisher is no, but yeah, there was something with the police for a while called like where they would put spray paint their cars with the Punisher logo on it, and Marvel had to claim copyright for it. They can't
so
really.
I don't know if it'd be a good idea for them to cancel the logo because he's been having it since I think it was the 70s he was created or 80s.
Hold up, I think it was the '80s, but let me look it up. Because I think he was in the '80s because he appeared in the Spider-Man comic first,
Yes, of course.
and
I mean, it'd be weird if Marvel does do it because it's not the Punisher on his skull.
yeah, since the '70s, he's been having that since the '70s.
Yeah, like it's like taking Batman's symbol away because people are scared of bats
Yeah, or Spider Man because people have
because there's
arachnophobia.
yeah
But it's like at the same time, it's like it's being misused. But I feel like that's due to misrepresentation of the character.
yeah, and it's twice that happened. First the cops, then the terrorists.
Yep. And then it's like a lot of stuff happened with the Capitol. Like I don't know, I've never seen our country so divided until like these last 2 years.
And you know what's funny? I was pointing out that a group of people, were dressed up like the Justice League.
See, so it's like it's weird because it's like if someone, let's say a robbery happened and someone, I don't know, put on a Batman mask. Like, are you gonna like take away Batman because someone's misusing his fucking costume or whatever? Like, or Superman? And it's happened before, and then they've used that exact same plot in storylines.
And there was robbers that were dressed up like Joker and Harley Quinn during a robbery.
See, like, are you gonna cancel them? And I mean, that would be more justifiable because they're villains.
You know what? It's just like it's the whole Joker thing all over again when the Joker movie was coming
Oh
out.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's what it feels like with this. It's like, come on, you guys are this sensitive over, a terrorist sporting the Punisher logo. I mean, it's just a logo. There's no point in taking the logo off of the fictional character.
Yeah. But let me tell you why I understand though. With the Joker, there was no real harm except incels, and let's be honest. Most security guards, Carl Winslow type security guards can handle them.
Yeah.
But it's like, think of it like this. That logo has been misused and people don't know the Punisher's actual message. So they will use that as an excuse to be like, oh, well, he kills people, I'll kill a bunch of people. It's kind of weird. And then it's like, let's go back even further. And I really hate this event because I remember when I was a kid, this shit gave me fucking nightmares and I did not want to go to the movie theaters anymore. Was when like that guy had went into like the Dark Knight Rises screening and like just shot it up. And the man was dressed like the Joker.
Yeah.
They gave the Joker a full ass movie after that though. So I'm like, I don't feel like this should be canceled. Like, I feel like, come on now, is this the hill y'all want to die on? Out of all the crazy shit that happened, you're going to choose this specific hill you want to die on with the logo. Because there's been a lot worse things with a lot more kid-friendly characters. The Punisher is not a kid-friendly character.
Oh, no.
I think the only he's been in like 4 kid-friendly media things, and that's like the Superhero Squad games, the old Spidey and his friends books when like you were like 5 or 6, and the Lego ones, and then like cartoons. And he's only been in like one cartoon, and that was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Cause they're scared to put this motherfucker in anything else. So I'm like, I don't think they should retire the logo, but I understand where you're coming from. But I feel like the backlash is not from fans.
Yeah, it's from people who watch the series.
Yeah. Because I'm like, the Punisher is one of my cousin's favorite characters. But even he'll admit, he's like, that man does not fuck with the cops at all. That man will shoot up a precinct if he have to.
Yeah.
The Punisher is on some other shit, bro. And I'm not condoning it, but it's exactly what you would think. Like, he's the Punisher. He's not a cop. But they've been doing this shit since, I think, like the early 2000s, where police cars would put his logo on there trying to scare criminals. Shit backfired because that puts your target on you, but hey, that's them, fam.
Alright, so what's the next topic?
Alright. The next one is about a controversy that's been going on since fucking December about, of course, Cyberpunk. Where we Cyberpunk and CD Projekt Red having to apologize. And it's going to be a controversial opinion. I don't think they should have to. You kind of knew what you were getting on last gen consoles. But I've heard videos and seen videos of PC players and next gen players getting either the exact same bugs or getting crashes. I got one bug. I crashed once, but I got one game breaking bug that made me quit the game for a week and then just start over because I was like, well, I bought this shit. I'm gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, I played on the Xbox One, and I had a couple of glitches and the PlayStation 2 graphics
bug.
I
know that shit. But
and I just wait for the patch.
Yeah,
and I
that's
haven't played it since because I was like, I don't know, I don't trust it right now.
it's like for a while I was enjoying it because I felt how do I put it? I don't know. I just felt like it was a fun concept. Like the game was overhyped, but it was still a fun game. When it
Yeah.
wanted to work, it worked and it was great. But what we're gonna talk about is their apology, which I don't think was a super great one, but not because it didn't feel just disingenuous. What they were apologizing for, nobody was gonna understand what the fuck they were talking about. Because they were trying to tell us how the development was going and what was going
Yeah.
wrong. But here's what they forgot what they were doing. They were saying it in technical not garbage, technical jargon. So it's like the normal person's not gonna understand that. A developer will understand and say, "We understand." But a normal
Oh,
person's not gonna understand it. Like I barely understood what the fuck he was talking about.
yeah. That's how it is. Normal people and then tech savvy people.
Yeah, and I felt bad for him. Don't get me wrong. I felt he was. I felt he was. Actually affected by it. But I'm like, you are explaining it in the wrong type of way, sir. Because
I feel like
nobody's
they
gonna
shouldn't
understand it.
even apologize. I mean, their apology was refunding everybody. That's more of an
For real,
apology to
multiple
me.
times, and you can beat the
Yeah.
game and still get a refund. From what I
Yeah.
heard, so it's like, I don't think you should apologize. It's not your certain things. Is not your fault. You gave these niggas a refund. That's their apology.
Plus, there's no such thing as a perfect game.
Yeah,
A lot of games have glitches and stuff, but we still play them.
that's why I'm like, if you bought Bethesda, anything made by Bethesda or Far Cry, you shouldn't worry about what's in that Cyberpunk.
It's like with World War Z. It's fun, but it takes so long to load. But I still play it.
You know what else does that? Grand Theft Auto.
Exactly.
My nigga,
And people still play it online.
you can make a whole sandwich you can make a whole grilled cheese sandwich with bacon, and your game still loading. You can do your taxes for this year, next year, and the year after that, and your game still loading. My God, you can go to the store, and guess what? Your game still loading. So it's, at least the game loaded. Like that's what I had to say. I'm like, y'all gotta remember, at least it don't take forever to load. Like I don't know. I don't hate the game. I just feel like the game is shallow. Like
Yeah.
like if I had to give it criticism, like valid criticism, not the bugs or anything. I feel like the guns and everything else feels kind of generic. Like it doesn't feel like any new and innovative. The world feels empty, and you were telling us about a fully realized world. You just made GTA NPCs, and the story was not all that great. I'm sorry, niggas overhyped that story way too much. I'm like, I don't see the appeal. It felt like none of my choices really mattered.
That makes sense.
Like most of the dialogue was either I agree or I don't agree or I'm going to shoot this person. Like there was no variety in it. So yeah, if you had to give your criticism, what would you say? Like valid, get rid of the bugs. What criticism do you have on the game?
I actually don't have none because I haven't played it fully. I only played like probably 10% of the game.
Yeah.
Because again, the glitches got to me, and the Xbox started to get loud to where I had to clean it.
That shit was coming off like a jet engine, huh?
Yeah, it was like a vacuum cleaner.
It was like,
And it's funny though because when the crashes were happening, people were posting pictures. This is how your PlayStation or your Xbox looks like, covered in dust and bugs.
bruh. But I'm like,
I'm like, yeah, that could be it too.
yeah.
A lot of people's consoles are dirty. They don't take care of them.
I say your console be looking like freaking banana sludge or some shit. Like I don't know. This game wasn't bad. It wasn't good.
It was worth the wait after all the delays. I mean, I get why they delayed it so long, but overall, it's not bad. It's not perfect. It's decent.
It's like it's a meh game to me. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that good. It's just like in the middle. I mean, it was
Yeah.
cool. We didn't get to customize our cybernetic penis, but hey, scientific purposes. Okay, let's head off to the next topic. I really want to save this one for later.
Okay.
We'll just go to most of the news. So Daredevil, like Charlie Cox got all his stuff done for Spider-Man 3. I don't. I feel like this.
Finally.
I feel like this movie's about to be oversaturated, like every third Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be too much, like too much stuff going on, and we're like, well, what's going on here? I mean, we know why Matt Murdock is there.
Yeah,
It's
like
going on trial for Spidey, like in the comic, right?
yeah. See, like that makes sense. I don't see where the Spider-Verse comes in. Like, I feel like that is such a fucking rushed-in storyline.
I think that they're just trying to connect it with WandaVision and Doctor Strange. Like, Doctor Strange being the new head guy now.
But you have to remember, fucking Doctor Strange got delayed to come out after Spider-Man. That's not
Really?
gonna make sense. Yeah, and
Yeah, that's
WandaVision's
true.
already out, and it seems like they're only focusing on like. We'll talk about that when it comes to WandaVision, but I don't see it having any type of connection. So I'm like, I don't get the point of this. Like, y'all couldn't have waited. Like, y'all saw Spider-Verse, the animated version was like, we can make some real motherfucking money. I don't see the point. And it's like Daredevil, that makes so much sense. And we know it's Charlie Cox Daredevil, but you need to fit him in the MCU. I'm sorry. That you got a way too good casting. That's a perfect casting right there.
Yeah. He did such a great job as Daredevil. I was talking to my uncle about it. He says, you know what? I'm glad he's on there because he did a really good Daredevil. And my uncle read Daredevil, so
Yeah. Like,
it makes a lot of sense coming from him.
like it makes like dear God, I'm sending you the Mortal Kombat image link so we could talk about that later. But
Alright.
it just makes so much sense because it's like, think of it. You have the perfect casting, and you regulated him to Netflix. That's the biggest middle finger you can get as an MCU actor.
Oh, then they throw in that, oh, it's not canon to MCU. I'm like, wait, what?
Because I'm like, wait, so you mean we were wasting our time with this? And it's like, shit, you had the perfect casting for most of these characters. Like Luke Cage, perfect casting. Jessica Jones, medium casting. Because you look at Christian Ritter, then you look up the comic book version of Jessica Jones, and they do not look alike.
No.
Not one fucking bit. She's got the same attitude, but they do not look alike. I couldn't think of any Jessica Jones looked like a teacher. She looked like that one teacher you stared at for a while, and you was like, I don't think she's attractive, but you know, I could work with that. Because I know you're a little nasty, you to do that. But, no, Jessica Jones, okay casting, but she still should be in the MCU. Shoot, who else had a Netflix series? Iron Fist?
Iron Fist, which was the most terrible series I have ever seen.
That shit was boring.
The only thing that made up for it was Colleen Wing.
Yes, sir. She should have been the Iron Fist.
Yeah.
So basically, they had all the perfect casting except for Iron Fist. Like with the Defenders, I'm like, that should have been canon. They should have been in the fight with Thanos. Like, it would have made so much more sense.
Oh, yeah.
But we don't get what we want all the time. But yeah, with Spider-Man, I'm glad all the Daredevil stuff is done. I think we're gonna get to see him in the costume, but not for long. For like a
probably show us a little team up.
Yeah, or like a tiny scene where they're going into the courtyard and like someone points out like, who the hell is that? And he switches out and it goes, or like them showing a flashback or him beating up.
No, it does open doors that we can get the series back.
Please. But I don't think it's coming on Netflix. I'm not Netflix, Disney Plus. It's coming on Hulu. But there is talks. There is talks of a new Disney Plus feature for adult content.
Ooh, that's exciting.
It's nothing major, nothing confirmed, but because Disney Plus outside of the U.S. has it. I forgot what it's called. And it's a more adult-oriented Disney Plus where they have adult content as well, but it's on a separate side. So
Oh yeah, it has Alien and Predator, and then it has all the rated R Fox stuff.
Yep. So your kid don't accidentally watch and see a booby. Even though it's good to start them off young. But nah, yeah, it's interesting. I do want him back, and I do want whatchamacallit back. I do want Luke Cage back, even though the second season was kind of garbage. But so was the second season of Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Like, I had never felt so disappointed until I looked at the second season of Jessica Jones. I was like, this was horrible. This was the most disorienting mess of a show ever. But I think that's all we can really squeeze out of it. They didn't tell us everything.
Yeah.
So next topic.
Yep.
This one's gonna rustle some jimmies. Belle Daphne got canceled this week. And I remember you calling me and telling me this shit. And we're gonna have to really clean up what we have to say in order for us to not get fucking banned. Okay, so I'm gonna try my best. Belle Daphne went on Twitter and showed off some pictures for her website. And in this picture, she looks like she is being dog napped. It's fucking hard. It is imitating a very non-consensual act. And but it's fully consensual, and all her and her boyfriend are doing is dwindling. The 5-knuckle shuffle. The getting the bag in a different way. Roddy Rich in the box. Dear God, there is Jesus Christ. And everybody was mad about this because it's like there was no trigger warning to it. They thought she was glorifying the non-consensual and getting dog napped. And what's your thoughts on it?
It's really distasteful, but come on, it's her. She's known to be controversial.
All I said is if you follow Belle Delphine, fucking British woman, on Twitter, you should know what you're expecting.
Yeah. I mean, I get how everybody's upset, but at the same time, why are they surprised when it's her?
That's what I was. See?
That's why I was like I was shocked at the photos because, it's like, whoa, she has some balls. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, it's really distasteful, but it's her.
Yeah, like, what else were you expecting? And then, what else did I want to say? She did respond. And
Oh,
I
she
can't
did?
believe I'm saying this. The first time I fully agree with her on this. And I'm not reading the response because that shit would require me to fucking be searched by the FBI. But she essentially just said that she's a grown woman and this is just something that she's into. And she also said, you know what you were getting when you followed me. And she said there's actually a whole demographic that's into this.
Yeah, there's a lot of videos on certain websites of that.
Yeah, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but yeah, she's right. I'm not agreeing with the photos. I'm not agreeing with what she did, but she's right. She even said, she was like, that does not look like a child's dress. I was like,
yeah, it looked like an Alice in Wonderland cosplay, to be honest.
She said, quote unquote, she wanted to dress like in the 1960s. I was like, yeah, that's what they wore.
Yeah.
As someone who had to do research for like projects and like when I write characters set in that timeline, that's exactly what they wore. But there's no way of her like she should have gave off some type of warning.
Yeah, she should said, "Here, my new project's gonna be extra adult or kink related.
Yeah, because I'm like, yo,
Because I've dated some, I not dated, I've been with a woman who was into that online dated, and it was, yeah,
not fun. Fucking
not fun.
disturbing.
Not fun at all. It was just weird.
I agree with her though. I understand where she's coming from. I would say do better, but shit, she did the best she could. I'm sorry. She defended herself, and not just that, she defended herself and made a whole bunch of people look kind of stupid because you follow her willingly. Like, I don't follow her.
Props I did deny it, you know, that it was kink.
Yeah, it was it's what she's into. And I can't really be mad at that because I'm like, shoot, I don't follow Belle Delphine. I didn't know about this until you called me in the middle of the
base too, so it's like, you know, people are gonna lose either way.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't follow her.
I don't either. I just see people who react to her.
Yeah, because I didn't know about this till you called me. I was off of social media that day. I was enjoying my fucking day, and then I see this the next morning. I'm like, what the hell? And as soon as that happened, a bunch of people started making videos when I'm like, it's not that, it's consensual, right? Because I'm like, no one, if it was happening unwillingly, no one's gonna record it.
Yeah.
But I say that's just wrong. That's disgusting. But to say that's like what happened to a Disney Channel actress that happened yesterday, but I don't want to talk about that. That shit was gross. And she was underage. Niggas shit. Downloaded it because I was like, y'all about to have Chris Hansen at your house. Like, I'm like, that is gross. Y'all are just
they're gonna have him, and then he's gonna sell it to Discovery Plus.
He has to be like Discovery Plus. 10 million right now. Why don't we have a seat? Why don't you have a seat there, Discovery Plus? Were you not going to give me my ducats? My meal for exploiting behaviors of victims? Because I work damn sure hard to make sure that these victims are being exploited for my monetary gain.
Pretty much.
But to say, even the people I'm talking about, I make sure they're exploited for my monetary gain. Because I'm a money-hungry bitch. Next topic. Game explains horrible apology and work ethic due to a situation that happened. Did you hear about this?
No, I didn't. This is the first time I'm hearing it.
Alright, Game Explained is a YouTube channel that, you know, kind of in their fucking name, talks about gaming, whatever. They gave a man 24 hours a day before Final Fantasy VII Remake to come out and finish it, 100% complete it, and have a review out all in the same day. Guess how much they were paying this man?
$1 million.
$2 an hour.
$2 an hour? What the fuck?
That is below minimum wage. That is below the smallest amount of wage. And
that sounds like the 50s kind of freaking minimum wage.
And I remember the guy went on a talk show or no, because he runs his own channel now. He left. Mm-hmm. And he said, I remember playing through it. I hadn't had any sleep. I hadn't eaten anything. I felt like I was going to pass out and die. And I remember his wife walking in and saying, when this is done, you quit. You leave. So, after bringing that up, everybody fucking was like roasting Game Explained in their comment section. That shit was hilarious. They was going off on these niggas. Like, everyone was like, they went to the most recent video. They had told the girl who was doing it, they were like, we hope that you can afford to pay your family with this $5 a month you're making. And like all that. And Game Explained was getting destroyed. So the guy, I think his name was Andre or something, pretty much like the head guy of Game Explained, he was like, I'm sorry, but you gotta remember we were in a dark place. The fuck you mean you were in a dark place? Look at the guy you had working his ass. Guess how long it took me to beat Final Fantasy 7, and I only did like
how long?
It took me 3 days. That's not if you want it, and they wanted him to look at all the secret cutscenes and all that shit, it's gonna take you a long time. The only reason I had to blitz through that game was because A, I was recording footage for a review, so I wanted to get that out as
Mm-hmm.
soon as possible. And B, that is a long ass game, dude. Like, it's short and compared to other Final Fantasy games, but if you told me you have 24 hours to get this done, I'm gonna look at you and say, get the fuck out of here. But I say,
Dang.
you want me to 100% in with all the side quests? Nah. And the side quests are easy. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just like, that extra time.
Yeah.
That took me 3 days. And imagine, and I feel bad for him because it's like, it took him, he had to do 24 hours, no sleep, nothing to eat, no breaks. And they were just told him, well, here's like your $100 check. Good job, buddy. This man has a wife and children. Like, this, you fucked this man up. Like, I'm kind of glad he left, but the apology was terrible because they were trying to. It was essentially deflecting the blame onto others. The whole apology. So it's like we didn't mean to do this, but at the same time, you guys, and then it was like at the same time he didn't say anything. I'm like, it's just common human decency. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, these motherfuckers did not care. They were on their shit. They was like, well, but he signed the contract, name on the dotted line. But like, what are your thoughts on this situation after I explained it to you?
That's just a crazy situation. I mean, 24 hours to finish a game? That sounds like a speed run. Well, a speed run, like canceling the cutscenes.
It's like, and they make you watch all of them, and I'm not gonna lie. Right, you know how much I
Wow.
love Final Fantasy VII Remake and Kingdom Hearts. But you gotta agree with me on, these fucking shits are long. Like, these cutscenes are what make this game long.
Yeah, it has more than the freaking gameplay.
Because you gotta admit, they crammed in as much, they crammed in all of the Kingdom Hearts lore in all of 3 just to try to get new players explained. And then not just that, they crammed, with Final Fantasy VII Remake, you're starting over from the beginning. But they're like, let's just make sure everybody understand what the fuck's going on. I'm like, no, don't. No other Final Fantasy had done this. And they kind of did it, but they did it to a more digestible thing to where you felt like you were actually learning something new. Then a lot of let me put it this way. I always say this, the storyline for most Final Fantasy suck. But what keeps us going is the character interaction. It's like an MCU movie.
Yeah.
Honestly, Final Fantasy VII Remake is what would happen if they gave Final Fantasy VII to the Russo brothers. That's what I always compare it to. By the way, we have a Marvel topic later, so don't forget that. But, yeah, horrible situation. And a horrible apology on their part. And they responded to the apology saying, we don't know what else you want from us, but you compensate that man for his time. Pay him a little bit more than $1, but he quit. Most of the game explained to actually quit, so. Shows what happens when you're an asshole, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So, moving on. This one's a topic that you'll probably have a lot more input on. The Mortal Kombat movie! And hold up. Let me hold up. You can talk.
Oh.
I'm trying to, like, put on the window capture so they can see it.
I gotta say, I'm actually excited for this. When I first heard that James Wan was part of it, was producing it, I was like, this is gonna be a good movie.
Because let's face it, Mortal Kombat's a horror movie anyway.
Not only that, it's just, with this having a main character, we don't have a main character in the Mortal Kombat games. They're always switching them.
It's like, I'm kind of interested. I want to see this character outside in the games too.
Yeah, like, somebody I know doesn't like the idea. He wants it to be just like the games. Like, there won't be no story if it's just like the games.
But to say it's gonna be a rehash. So,
yeah.
First thing we see is someone being completely murdered. I think that's Shang Tsung. The, the
No,
first
that's
image.
Scorpion. That's Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Oh shit.
It's before.
Okay. So Bihan and Hanzo. See, I'm not
Yeah,
even reading anything. I'm stupid. Then the next we have the MMA person, which is Cole. Honestly,
yeah, new character.
honestly, yeah, he can fit in Mortal Kombat. They don't have an MMA fighter. Like they don't have a Sagat of their universe, so he can
Yeah.
fit that. Like a rival to Johnny Cage.
Plus, he's a great martial artist too.
Yeah, see, like there's so much you can
The
do with
actor.
this. The actor's phenomenal.
Most of the actors they got no martial arts. That's the
Um,
whole point of it.
we got Sub Zero.
Which looks really cool. The ice effect looks really cool. The CGI of it.
I'm surprised how accurate the costumes look. And this is coming from a Warner Brothers movie.
Yeah.
We know how much they like to be like, oh, well, we're not making a Saturday morning cartoon. This is a Saturday morning cartoon. This is the one that they don't let the kids stay up and watch. And I like how the ice effect looks. Like, look at this shit.
Someone's saying, "Oh, it's too low budget." I'm like, this movie is going to be 40 to 50 million is the budget. And it's martial arts. Martial art movies don't have a big ass superhero budget.
Because
I'm sorry.
you don't
No
need
matter
the
if it's a
CGI
video.
fight scenes.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Most superheroes don't know how to fight. Like, they rely on their superpowers. If I can tell you I can only tell you like 5 superheroes that can fight hand to hand. And that's like Batman and like Spider-Man to some degree. Wolverine, Blade,
Yeah.
and like
Yep.
Iron Fist or like Black Canary, Harley Quinn to some degree. We saw that in Birds of Prey.
Yeah, we did.
Shoot, it's really, now that I think of it, yeah, most of these niggas can't fight. Captain America. And the only reason was like he had military training and he was like a spy. Cyclops, Storm, and that's about it. That's actually it. They're like Lady Shiva and all them, but they're villains mainly. And like Deathstroke and stuff, of course they're gonna know how to fight. They're fucking spies. Okay, let's look at Jax here. Them arms are not
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey. Yep. Let's look at Steve Harvey morning show right here. These arms are not CGI. Look at
those are prosthetic, and that's pretty amazing.
That's amazing. Like, and look at the detail. Like, it looks like his arms. The only thing is missing is the weird ass American flag, but I'm glad they got rid of that.
Yeah.
Shit looks weird. You think we're gonna see the scene when his arm gets ripped off?
We probably will. I mean, they did say it's gonna be brutal fatalities.
They said all the fatalities. They say most of the fatalities from the game because they don't got all the characters are gonna be in the game, not in the game, in the movie. So we're about to see niggas' heads getting split open, people getting their arms ripped off. Hold up, I'm just checking the chat. But everything, like, Jesus. This is Sonya, right?
Yeah, that's Sonya.
Damn. That is very accurate. I'm glad.
And I think that's Kano.
Yeah, probably.
Before he got his eye surgery.
You know what I'm 100% glad on? And I'm actually a very big fan of this person. Glad they didn't get Ronda Rousey.
Oh, I'm so glad too.
Let's say I like her as a person, but you are a horrible actress, ma'am. Let's say you are a good person, but dear God. Yeah, that has to be Kano. Honestly, I wanted Carl Urban, but this guy makes it look good.
He's probably Australian.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I was gonna say. Like, this man's probably actually Australian, though.
You can straight up tell he might get the cybernetic eye because look at that eye, how damaged it is, and then the scarring.
Look at this right eye; it's left eye is completely fucked up. It just looks like the facility where you might get it because it does look like the Black Dragon's headquarters.
Yeah.
Are there any more images? Nope. There are no more.
There's no Liu Kang and
it's at the top. It's right here. It's not a full image. That's what makes me mad.
It's fine that way. But look at the costumes though of Kung Lao.
Looks awesome.
It looks amazing, and then the fire effect on Liu Kang.
You're gonna be mad at me, but this man, Kung Lao, looks American. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, this man looks American as fuck. Liu Kang looks like Liu Kang. I can't even complain. I'm like, there's
Yeah, so
no
like, it's not really his custom. Like, he's wearing his Shaolin monk outfit. He's a Shaolin monk too, you know. People keep forgetting that.
Everybody said, man, the new Shaolin Monk game looks amazing. I was like, I fucking wish it was.
Yeah, that would have been great.
I fucking love that game. But it's like, yeah, they look amazing. I can't say anything bad because like everything in this movie looks great. And even knowing that A is rated R, B, it's not fully focusing on the new character. Like there are older classic characters here. I have nothing to complain about.
Yep.
I'm not sitting there with Batman versus Superman where I'm like, none of this makes sense. Or like with most Warner Brothers movies. Hey, at least we won't see them driving a tank. Fast and Furious. I don't know. Maybe Sonya had the fucking tank. She probably had like 4 of them. What to say? Cause yeah, they look awesome. They look awesome. I don't think we can really say much more.
No, not until we get a trailer.
All I gotta say is that I'm glad.
But I did see during the HBO Max commercial of what's coming out next.
Yeah.
The Sub-Zero and the ice effect looks amazing.
They showed it like in action.
Yes, a little clip
That's awesome.
of the HBO Max previews of what's coming out.
That's fucking awesome. All right, guys, I'm gonna get rid of the window capture. But yeah, that's fucking dope. Cause it said it's coming out alongside a bunch of other movies.
Yeah, it comes out in I think March or April.
I cannot confirm. Let me check. Cause all it said is 2021 when you look that shit up. Yeah, it just said 2021 when you look that shit up. So yeah. Next thing we're gonna talk about. Now we can talk about 2 other things before we get into WandaVision because I want to save that for last. So the first one is okay. I saw a TikTok and there's this thing called Stitches where like someone will make a video asking you a question and you explain it to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, shoot, this is a fucking topic. And it's essentially, I don't know the person's name. You'll find them on TikTok if you're on the comic book side. Not if you're on the weird dance side, because y'all can keep that shit right there. I'm an adult male. I don't need to see that shit. But what is DC doing that makes them less successful than Marvel in the movie department? And this was really interesting because I was like, I know Ren will have his opinions, I will have mine. So go ahead. What do you think the DCU is doing that pretty much making them less successful than Marvel or the MCU?
Lack of character development.
Everything. Go ahead.
Lack of character development. Poor written stories. Batman, Superman, Justice League, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman 84. Sad to say.
That hurt my soul.
But forcing too many characters too. Like with Batman v Superman, they forced Wonder Woman under there just to make people go see it.
Yeah. She did have a dope ass theme though. What I said was, and I kind of went more in depth. I pretty much said, I didn't think the guy because I use TikTok for the memes. I pretty much said that the reason why is because they don't know what they want to be, and they're trying to make a cinematic movie, not because they have nothing to lose, but for the clout. Someone said for the clout too.
That makes a lot of sense.
Because they're like trying to think, well, we can do our dark and gritty and better. But you gotta remember, there's always a contrast between Marvel movies. Not like, okay, let's look at Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and compare it to something like, I don't know, Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 was wild and crazy and fun for no reason, right?
Yeah.
But when you were looking at Captain America, the Winter Soldier, it didn't even feel like you were looking at a superhero movie. It felt like you were looking at a spy movie. with a Marvel skin over it. With DC, I feel like they need to do that because their movies are following what happening to Marvel, sadly, and it's becoming formulaic and boring. Because, okay, imagine, don't reboot everything, but, like, you know, make Robert Pattinson Batman, keep Henry Cavill and all that crap, right?
Yeah.
But keep Batman at a dark tone, but keep Superman at a light tone. Like, have fun with Superman. Same with, we already know Shazam is sticking to what its tone is, with just a little bit of sprinkle of darkness in there. Keep that, and then Wonder Woman had the tone of some type of, like, empowerment movement. Like, say what you want, but that's a good thing. Because, A, females don't get represented that well in media anyway. So we need to be happy for the few that we do get that's really well represented. And, shit. That's all I can, like, keep. I always say, Marvel needs to do this too, where they keep the tones of movies, but change them up. Like, okay, Spider-Man Homecoming is a perfect example. Were you expecting that to be a high school comedy when you first heard
it? Yeah, it was.
But, like, were you expecting it, like, oh, just, like, to go in that whole direction, or were you expecting it to be like Spider-Man 1 and Amazing Spider-Man and all that stuff?
Yeah, I actually kind of expected it that way.
But no, it came out. Wait, what? It came with what?
With the Spider-Man 1 and the Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Yeah, but it didn't keep that because it knew what it was. Like,
yeah,
they know most Spider-Man fans, I'm going to tell you, are from the ages of 16, possibly even younger, to 25. And they're rebooting because they wanted their own Harry Potter.
That makes sense.
That's what Spider-Man is. I have a lot of issues with MCU Spider-Man, like no Uncle Ben. This nigga, for some strange reason, can afford a big-ass apartment with his Aunt May. You know, like certain things like that, but I got over that because I'm not a fucking fanboy. Because I have a life. I like to go outside and play. But, no, yeah, I just feel like you need to keep the tone of these characters, and none of these characters have the same tone that they have in the comic books. I shouldn't look at Superman and feel depressed.
Yeah, Superman's known to give you hope.
Yeah,
not be mopey and be like, oh, I hate the world. I'm too different.
I was saying, because if you read the comic books, Superman is a chill ass dude.
Yeah,
like that man is like. Even when he fights villains, he's more like, I'll give you like 5 minutes, you can stop and I'll pretend this never happened. Like he doesn't care. Batman is the mopey one.
Yeah, Superman's like the one that talks to you, you know, where like he goes, I get it, you're poor, that's why you're robbing this bank, right? I get it.
He's like, I understand. He's like, I was eating fortunate items instead of Lucky Charms in elementary school.
Batman's like, where's the trigger of the bomb?
I'll break a neck. I'm just selling an ounce of weed. That ounce of weed has a bomb in it. Where is it? Oh, sorry. Like, that's who I expect. That's why I like Robert Pattinson's Batman. Because I'm like, yeah, that's him. He's a paranoid child. Also, you gotta have better directors. I'm sorry, Zack Snyder, you suck.
That's why I like Patty Jenkins. She got to do whatever she wants. Warner Brothers tried to put it in. Kathy Yan, who did the Birds of Prey, she did good.
Fucking the director for Shazam.
Yeah, Shazam did good. Aquaman did good. Because Warner Brothers didn't interfere.
Yeah.
With Zack Snyder, he didn't have balls. He didn't put his foot down and said, hey, this is my vision. We're going it this way. No, he's like, okay, I'll do whatever you want. I'll step down.
And that's what we got Justice League, you know. Well, that was a family tragedy that happened for him, and I'm sorry to hear that.
Also, breaking news, it's not going to be a mini-series. It's going to be a 4-hour movie. Snyder Cut.
Wait, when did they do this?
They just announced it today.
You know what? I'm not watching.
I'm not watching either. I was like, yeah, it'll be easier as a series, but as a movie, you know, my butt's going to hurt for a while.
That is a 4-hour trash movie.
Yeah.
Let's say I didn't even watch Titanic that long. Besides, it doesn't even matter. That universe is dead. It's dead and buried.
Yep.
And I don't want to hear bring the Snyderverse back. Like, fuck that. Shit. Bring back the Sam Raimi verse. That ain't happening. Sit your ass down. Be grateful for what you got.
Yeah.
My one fear is how they're gonna handle the tone of the Flash. Because honestly, the TV show does it way better than anything else. Like the first season.
The director of it is the one that did the It movies.
The It movies?
Yeah, the reboot ones.
Oh! Okay, I have somewhat faith. See, here's the thing. Horror movie directors make really fun superhero movies.
Yeah, James Wan is one of them.
Yeah, Aquaman, fucking Sam Raimi, Spider-Man. Because they know how to, they know what a tone is. When you're like...
Yeah.
Because they've watched those characters before. Also, if you want to be real, if you flipped it over, superheroes could be very horrifying villains. Like, very horrifying motherfuckers. Hell, there was fucking, Brightburn showed us that. If Superman was a little serial killer. Shit, there's a really weird, like, creepypasta on Spider-Man where it's, like, just a giant man going, that, like, has spider stuff and kills people. So, yeah, I'm like, that's why horror movie directors get on this, because they're, like, in the back of their head, they know they can, if shit goes down, they can make a really scary movie using the elements of these characters.
Yeah.
But no, I have faith again. But that was all I really want to say on it, is that DC, the reason why they do better, they need to stop casting the same director. They need to start keeping the tones of the characters in the comics.
And not listen to Snyder Cut fans.
Yeah, fuck, like those guys. If they're not gonna look at it right now, then they're never gonna look at it. So, yeah, Snyder Cut isn't gonna help in anything really. But next topic, and this one, of course, we gotta get the personal topics. So 2020 was pretty shit, right? Yeah, 2021 doesn't look like it's fixing itself. So how are you staying in a motivational mindset throughout this whole year?
Well, that's a tough question.
Can you believe I came up with that one on my own?
I'm keeping motivated by not thinking about the negative. I'm trying to keep a positive outlook on what I'm doing. I'm working on a couple of comic book projects. Trying to get out there for graphic design. I'm still in school. School is mainly my main motivation right now.
Yeah.
Because I want to finish the other 50% I need to get done.
Yeah.
Pretty much just blocking them negativity. That's what's keeping me motivated.
I like that. Fucking love that. Me, I've been actually trying to do what you've been doing, like keep a more positive mindset on things. Like not be as negative on stuff or look at stuff that's gonna bring negativity.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that's one thing. It's like, just trying to stay busy with certain things.
That's what I started model kit building again.
Yeah. See, that's definitely.
It actually relaxes. It actually relaxes you and actually like keeps you busy. You're especially with the Japanese model kits.
Yeah.
It's not in English. You gotta go buy the pictures.
Which is not easy.
Not easy, but it's actually kind of fun though.
Yeah. What else have I been doing? Just talking to people. Trying to dip my toes in just about everything I couldn't do when I was like busy with everything. But of course, school is starting online again, so that's going to be a little bit more difficult. But I feel like that's a good thing. Just trying to get out there without trying to get out there. So it's like trying not to go out where I can get corona, but going to places where I can sit and think. Because I don't know, if you're like staying at the house all day, you're gonna be third crazy. And then of course anime, because Attack on Titan's been fucking lit.
Oh.
Yep, Ren knows. Me and Ren been watching these bitches. I gotta sign into my phone.
Aaron chose violence. He chose violence.
Aaron chose fucking motherfucking violence. He told y'all. I understand where you're coming from, and I get your mindset, but I don't give a fuck. It's time for revenge. But
Yep.
yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes like staying in a motivation mindset during these times. And that's why I kind of hate we don't have as many viewers as we had last time. Our first podcast was actual fucking success.
Yeah, because we didn't know we were recording it live.
Yeah, but I'm still having fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, just stay motivated. Except I think we actually streamed at 12, so we'll do 12 next time.
Yeah.
But yeah, staying in a motivation mindset, it can be difficult, but you can make it work. It's not that difficult not that hard of a thing. It's more finding what is needed to stay in that mindset. Know what I mean? Cause
Yeah.
I feel like with 2020, everybody was saying they were doing all these other things. They didn't know that eventually they were gonna go third crazy.
Yeah.
Cause that's what happened to me. I was like trying to like look at other people and what they were doing, and I was like, noticing and helping. And it was like, I think I had started messaging random people that I hadn't talked to in years, or I didn't like talk to all that much. Like it works, but it's like, what the fuck are you gonna talk to this person about?
Yeah.
Because it's like the conversation always goes to, so what you up to? Fucking at home. What else am I supposed to do? Everything is closed. Or it's like none of the fun stuff is open. Like that's
Yeah, like yesterday I made a new friend,
mm-hmm.
and the cool part is they live near me.
Oh, nice.
Sucky part is we're still in lockdown, so we can't do much. You can't hang out, can't go anywhere. I mean, the mall is open, but the thing is, though, you can't eat inside. You have to eat outside.
Bruh. Like the malls just started opening up here, right?
Yeah.
All of the fun stores are closed. But you can
All the shoe stores are closed over here.
The only place you can go to is a J.C. Penney's, an Old Navy, and a fucking eye doctors into the food court.
If I were to hang out with this person, all right, one day, the only place I could take them if they, decide just wear masks, go hang out somewhere in like the mall. The cool parts of the mall, because we're nerds, is Fancy Way. It has anime, it has Funkos, it has model kits, it has plushies and anime products. Yeah. Anime and comics, it has comics, manga, it has anime figures, 90 figures, Funkos, wall scrolls.
Yeah.
FYE you can hang out at. It has everything, pretty much, of nerd culture. Spencer's maybe, and Hot Topic.
I don't think you want to go with Spencer's. That shit is not fun. You go too deep into Spencer's, man. Your life's gonna change. Here's the thing. I remember when we went to Vegas. Of course, I couldn't do shit in the beginning. I was only 20. Second,
yeah,
these motherfuckers weren't even wearing masks half the time. I didn't even want to get out the car half the time because I didn't want to catch. I didn't want someone. My bad, guys. Like I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want that because y'all not even wearing masks to protect yourselves. I was like, man, do I gotta buy like Sailor Moon gloves so I don't catch what they got? Bro, I will punish you in the name of not getting sick. But yeah, it was like that. So I'm like, I feel like the only place you can be like free is in Vegas, and then a couple other places because there are a lot of anti-maskers. And,
that's true.
I'm like, see, this is why we're gonna end up in a pandemic again, and we're gonna end up like we're already in a pandemic, but we're gonna end up in full ass out lockdown again. And it's already showing signs of it.
Plus that new strain that's out.
Oh yeah, there's one. It came from the UK and it was seen in New York.
Yeah, and it's coming out. And it's out here supposedly.
Wanna know something interesting?
What's up?
My baby cousin's school just reclosed.
Barely?
Yeah, and my mom's school that she works at just closed.
Dang, my niece's school's been closed for the longest, and they're still keeping it closed.
We gotta remember, like, it's like it's a preschool, right?
Yeah.
So it's like they think, oh well, we have very minimum students comes and they all have to do is wear masks. So I'm like, they're fucking kids, my guy. Like, you really think, like, come on now, we invented the fucking cheese touch, where some ratchet ass kid would touch a spoiled piece of cheese and touch you. Like, no, these kids don't listen. Kids are dumb as hell. That's what I'm like. I'm kind of glad most schools are staying closed. I'm like, why is like preschools who have the most messiest germ-filled children are open? But it's, I don't know, man. My school is closed until fucking like, we're not going in the full everybody come to school mode until fall. Like, I remember we got the email and essentially, to summarize what it said, keep your dumb long daddy looking ass at home. We're not dealing with y'all today. Or for a while. I honestly think because the professor didn't want to come in, but yeah, that's about it. Okay, so you ready for the last topic? Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright. WandaVision. First 2 episodes premiered. I actually want to hear your thoughts because my thoughts are kind of long.
Well, before I say my thoughts, people were complaining about the Sokovian accent that she had, and Elizabeth Olsen just came out and said something about it. She said it hasn't gone anywhere. It's lightening up when she started living in the United States. And in WandaVision, she's playing the role of being an American sitcom, and so it's not gone. It's absolutely still there.
See, my one thing on that, they gotta remember when she blew up that thing in Civil War?
Yeah.
What was she watching in the TV when they kept her in punishment? Like, that's probably what she was watching.
Sitcoms.
Yep. Because Iron Man is a douchebag and he doesn't pay for cable.
Well, what I think of the show is it reminds me of the classic sitcoms.
Yeah.
That were in black and white, like Dick Van Dyke, the Mary Tyler Moore Show, the Bewitched, especially.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely saw Bewitched. The thing
So
is,
yeah, it was definitely they definitely took, like, the first episode. It felt like I Love Lucy kind of episode.
The thing is, it's like, it has a creepy vibe to it if you actually are paying attention, and I feel like that's where. I think you already saw my little rant on Twitter. I was like, oh yeah, but y'all niggas only read Twitter comments. Cause they've never read either
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch and Vision, or they never read Vision. Cause if you read Vision, you were creeped out the whole time, and it was trying to be imagine a sitcom, but with like creepy murder vibes in the background.
Yeah.
Like, again, some creepypasta shit. That's why I always compare Vision to. I was like, that you don't have to write a creepypasta for like Marvel and DC. They already exist. And writers are writing them officially. And like, when you read Vision, you don't want to turn the page sometimes. Cause I remember when like Grim Reaper popped up in the first issue and he chopped his daughter in half. That shit scared me. Cause I didn't expect to see that. And not even Vision. His wife fucking blew this nigga, like turned him to shreds. So I'm like, it's like that. And then, like, when you get to, like, Scarlet Witch, if you read her comic book that came out recently, imagine the chilling adventures of Sabrina, except they worship Chthon instead of Satan. And Chthon is, like, a big-ass Cthulhu. Hey, you good, bro?
Yeah, I'm good.
Let's say, you out here dying on me. But no, it's like, imagine instead of that, they worship Chthon, who was, like, Cthulhu. That's what that was. I'm like, you guys gotta remember, you gotta remember, Marvel is not a sitcom. So think in the back of your head, some shit is going down. And look at what happens at the end of every episode.
Somebody's watching them and trying to figure out what's going on with her.
Because everyone thinks someone said, well, maybe she's in a limbo from the snap. I'm like, no, this takes place after that. So she's like freaking out. Now you can tell people never read House of M.
Yeah.
You can really start telling when you go on Twitter and they're like, WandaVision sucks. I'm like, that's because you niggas never picked up a comic book, but y'all will sit there and watch 10 hours of Love and Hip Hop. Or spend all day on Twitter, but y'all can't read a book with pictures in it. I'm like, what else? They make it the most easiest for you guys. You guys can buy that shit on your phone now. Like, what's stopping you? I don't know when to get in on it. Like, you reading Twitter, you read Twitter arguments and not know the full extent of what's going on. It's just a very, very weird thing. But I liked it. I liked the second episode more than the first because the first was kind of boring in the beginning. But you gotta remember, that's probably gonna be every Marvel show. The first is just gonna be for setup. Because wasn't the Netflix shows like that where the first episode wasn't exactly the best?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think the only one that like had me hooked from the beginning was like Jessica Jones, and that's because I liked the storyline. Ah, shit. Oh, yeah, we got a whole Take Kingdom key.
He's late.
Very late. We're like on the last topic.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. WandaVision was fun. Even though, like, the second episode made no sense because I didn't think Vision programming could get fucked up like that. But now we got a weakness.
That's good. That's actually interesting though that he has a weakness.
Give that man a piece of Hubba Bubba and watch what happens.
But you know what's funny though? People are making fun of everybody simping for Scarlet Witch. I'm like, where were you?
These people have never been married. That's what I said. No, I remember I called one of my cousins a simp, and then my cousin-in-law a simp, and his wife looked at me. She was like, "When you're married, you become the ultimate simp." I was like, "Yo." I was sorting out we're getting ready for work. Oh, we understand, man. But I'm like, when you're married, you're the ultimate simp. What the fuck do you mean? About to say, you put a ring on that finger, nigga. You don't have the right to say simp anymore. But the thing, niggas, that should be a topic in itself. People misuse that word so bad. Do y'all know what an actual simp is? Cause a simp is when you are a weak-minded nigga. Vision is a robot.
Yeah.
About to say, second, this man was out here getting a job and everything. Like, what robot wants their job? Don't they always try to break their programming in the movies? That's what happened to iRobot. I'm surprised he didn't look at Scarlet Witch and looked her straight in the eye and said, no. See, now what I'm curious about is how they're going to have kids. Because you know their kids was she made them, right?
Yeah.
Then you find out she used Mephisto's magic and they were actually the hands of a demon. She had demon hand babies. That sounds so bad. Marvel was problematic in the 80s and the 90s, okay? They didn't care back then. They were carefree and did not care.
They love to mess with the twins too, who their parents really are.
I don't even think Magneto's their parents right now.
They put that back?
No, they didn't. These niggas still don't have parents. We don't know who their dad is. I mean, Quicksilver's like crippled right now. And Scarlet Witch is with the Avengers and trying to fix mutant kind. But then they told them they don't want her anymore. They call her the Pretender now.
What the hell?
Told you, Krakoa's like a cult now. Because they have their own little religion and then they're like, they see her like a boogeyman. They're like, then they were the one great pretender that took everything from us. So like, the children are taught to be scared of her in, I think it was either in Powers of 10 or it was in like a normal X-Men comic where they told them, like, hey, you see that little redhead bitch over there? Yeah, we don't talk to her. We don't associate with her. She bad news. Let me put it this way. She fucking with our money. When she fucks with our money, she's fucking with our emotions. Fucking with our powers. And she fucks with our emotions, guys. You don't fucks with her over there. That's essentially what they said. And then she tried to revive all the dead people in that got affected by her saying no more mutants, and they all turned into zombies. Yeah. but they were like alive zombies, and they were vegetarian zombies, so they ate plants. It was weird, but it was kind of cool because you didn't expect to see that shit. Because you remember how Empire happened? They had plant aliens, and they tried to invade Earth. So guess who they sicked on them? They sent the zombies after them, and they ate them. The shit was hilarious. It's like Plants vs. Zombies. They played it in real life, Ren. Marvel Comics have got weird. What to say? I wonder if WandaVision's gonna let us see that ever happen. Probably
Who
not.
knows what they're gonna do? But somebody told me like they weren't feeling it. I told them just give a few more episodes until it gets more serious. Because right now they're just playing it slow.
I think the third episode is gonna be the final like sitcom the fourth episode because they have to go through the decades. So right now they're in the 60s. Technically, Bewitched was in the 70s. So the 80s is probably gonna be like Roseanne and shit.
I think the setting's gonna be like Brady Bunch.
Oh yeah. Well, they don't have kids.
That's why they're gonna have the kids.
Oh
in
yeah.
color.
It didn't look like Wiccan and they already confirmed Wiccan and Hulkling are gonna be in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you don't know who Wiccan is, that's like her child. I'd call him more of an adopted child, but that's like a child to her. So they're probably gonna make it her actual biological child. Cause you gotta remember, how do I put it? Vision got the tools. He just don't got nobody manning it. He got the Vision to the giant robot sex doll. That's what you guys wanted to hear me say. He had the materials, but nobody's building it. He had the instructions, and let me put it this way: it's like buying a model kit set, but nobody there to build it. Or nothing. He had the box. How do I put it? He had the hot. No, that's gross. He had a dick, but nothing's in there. There. Happy? I said it. Trying to stay PG, but it's not working. Okay, this man has a dildo for a penis. But yeah, that's pretty much all we can really squeeze out on WandaVision. It's a good show. Give it some time.
Yeah.
It can't be any worse than Iron Fist. Nothing can be worse than Iron Fist. And yeah, we're just trying to make this hour. We're trying to make this hour kind of stretch. So shit. What else do we got to talk about? What else happened? I'm out of topics. Anything you want to talk about?
No, I have no topics.
Oh shit, we got that hour out.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for joining us here on another live show. We'll probably do another one live. I don't know. I like doing this shit live. It's kind of fun.
Maybe we'll have a guest in the next one.
Yeah, we probably will. I'll ask around. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode. We're gonna go watch Attack on Titan. See you guys later. Peace.